now?
Hello Cupcakes, Emes here with another podcast. Today we are rebooting the whole gaming topic. With me here, my recurring guest, Nararnius.
Hello.
So I think I'll let you start this time. So have you got something specific for us?
Well, not well. I've got something about those like the bigger corporations that make games. Something like, EA Games, Activision.
That seems like a good idea. Again, I already mentioned that we already did an episode on gaming, but we both decided that we're gonna do it once more and reboot the whole thing and maybe do more episodes onto different specific topics. So let's start with these big corporations and their specific good products. I'll let you start then.
Okay, so first of all, here we have EA Games.
All right.
Well, their most known products were obviously Sims, SimCity, Need for Speed, and many others. Of course, they also are quite a powerful publisher. So not only do they make games themselves, but they also help like others publish their games.
Yeah, that's really important thing to say because as you mentioned, for example, Sims. Sims were actually a product of a company called Maxim. If I'm not Maxim, Maxis. Maxim is a
Yeah,
magazine for with a
Yeah,
porn.
of course.
Yeah.
Now I know that. Now I
Yeah.
know.
So not Maxim, not Naked Girls, but Maxis. And I remember their leader was Will Wright, and they did
Yeah.
Sims 1, Sims 2, and then EA finally
Yeah, you
bought.
made
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally Electronic Arts bought them. So now they're kind of under the
Yeah.
the big dictatorship
I mean, like,
of Electronic Arts.
I've been actually having quite a lot of problems to like find actual games that Activision made because Activision is really just a publisher mostly.
All right, didn't know that.
They publish things like Call of Duty, Doom, even Quake, I believe, was actually partly published by them, at least the third game, but I'm not sure about that. I was able to find that Wolfenstein was one of the games that were, I think, created by actually Activision.
All right.
It's like Tony Hawk and I think Total War, but I'm not sure about that.
Again, can't second these thoughts because I really don't have specific information on that, but I believe you.
You'll have to.
Yeah, I've got no other option than to believe you.
Then again, we have like BioWare. They made the Mass Effect and the
Dragon Age.
Star Wars, The Old Republic, and also Dragon Age. Yeah. They are mostly like they do very good job at those like role-playing games, especially when it comes to choices.
Well, I agree that we should take a general look at these companies and corporations, but let's take one after another. So we started with Electronic Arts.
Yes.
Yeah, or EA Games. I would say that's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like different studio, I would say. One of them is
really,
or maybe Electronic Arts is just an umbrella term, and EA Games is maybe some specific like EA Sports.
EA is basically like the shortcut for Electronic Arts.
Oh, really? Yeah, I did know that. I was just making sure that it's not like a different part of their organization because they are massive. All right.
I'm really just looking right now, but it seems that they're basically just EA Games in general.
Okay, well, all right. Yeah, but as we mentioned, they're kind of past the creator stage, and they are more like publisher, and they're taking care of the money and
of course.
Yeah, and advertisements and stuff. So yeah, they kind of they're almost like a gaming overlords now. they own many companies, and yeah, they're actually. I don't want to be really kind of biased because I should present myself as a as a documentarist or something, but honestly, many people actually think that Electronic Arts are kind of meddling into affairs of these small studios that they're actually owning, and that it's not actually doing good things, that they actually don't have the freedom to create their own things. And sometimes EA just tend to um, alter things that shouldn't be altered. So
That's quite possible. I've actually heard that, like, I believe the how are they called them? Infinity Ward,
all right.
which are the creators of Call of
Yeah,
Duty.
so they are the actual creators, and Activision
Yes.
are the like yeah.
Like the that was quite actually strange, but basically what's happened was that um, Activision, since like Infinity Ward was taking their time to make the games actually with good quality,
All right.
they hired some another company called Treyarch to basically um, help Infinity Ward produce more Call of Duty,
All right.
which then resulted in, I believe, first like Call of Duty title that was given out by Treyarch was, I think, Call of Duty 3.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense because just a few weeks ago I played Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 1, and you actually it doesn't seem like it's made by Treyarch. They have no logos, no introduction, no nothing. So
Yes, the actually Treyarch came right after, I
it
believe.
was solely Infinity Ward product.
Yes.
All right.
Then they made the World at War and now their newest Black Ops.
Okay.
And actually, there's been a lot of like a lot of people were arguing whether Infinity Ward is better because Call of Duty was basically their original idea,
Mm-hmm.
or if Treyarch is doing the job better.
Well, I'm not that sure about original idea because I know I remember when the first Call of Duty title came out, I was actually kind of mesmerized by it. It was really cool game to play, and it was something new and something different. And but not that different because there were already games that were pretty similar to Call of Duty before. They were called Medal of Honor.
Actually, I believe I've heard that Infinity Ward was actually created by some of the developers
Medal of
of
Honor series
Medal of
because
Honor
that would make
series. Yeah.
sense because the graphics were really similar, the whole feel of the game, and it to a Medal of Honor player when we started playing Call of Duty, it was like in a
The same
really
thing.
really similar feeling. So yeah,
Yes.
so that would make sense. But on the other hand, if I'm not mistaken, Medal of Honor is part of the EA branch because
Yes.
they did Pacific Assault, Medal of Honor, but it was after actually Call of Duty games were coming out. So it seems like they kind of branched out. So now there
Yes.
are two different people.
Another, the newest one is Warfighter, I believe.
Mm. All right.
Actually, a little thing. If you would pre-order, like I think it was about half a year ago, actually, or at least like 3 months ago.
All right.
If you would like pre-order the Warfighter, you would basically gain access to like the early closed beta of Battlefield 4.
Okay. Another big title.
Yes,
Yeah.
Battlefield, of course.
Yeah.
I I believe it's from Dice.
Yeah. Could
Yeah,
be. Dice is the Swedish one, isn't it?
yeah, I'll look it up.
I think Dice are, if I'm not mistaken, the creators of Mirror's Edge, which is, in my opinion, one of the not no one of the actually good games that Electronic Arts made in last years, and
Yeah,
many people would hate me for this opinion, but yeah, just to finish the whole Electronic Arts thing because we're kind of jumping back and forth from Electronic Arts to Activision. I
okay.
personally think that Electronic Arts, and I already mentioned it, I think in the second episode, the, the first episode which I did with yourself. So I mentioned that I don't like that the they're posing as a like a gaming overlord. They're ruling the small companies, and they're making them run because it's really hardcore in these
Yeah.
days for a small company to actually stay on their own toes, and because money are tough. That's how it is. But on the other hand, they tend to meddle a lot, so they actually change original free projects into some money-making machine, and
Of
that's what I don't enjoy that much about games
Yeah.
made by Electronic Arts. And you already mentioned the Sims title, and you mentioned that they tend to came out with a new expansion packs, and it was
Basically every month.
like
Or at
almost
least
like
every.
every month, and it was
Yes.
um, obviously made just to make money out of it. So again, no creativity, just a pure gain. That's what I don't.
Basically, like the Sims 3, it's basically the same thing over and over with a few additions, better graphics, and like a little different expansions. But the basic idea is the same, but they kind of mix it together. Um, in Sims 2, you would get cars by purchasing the um,
Nightlife.
nightlife. Yeah.
No, it was in first, wasn't it?
I did not play the first one
Mm.
actually.
Anyways, well, I played actually all of them, although it's in a way kind of a girls' game. For some reason, when it came out, I really liked it because it was something different. It felt different than the other classical games coming out at the time. So I was kind of into those games. I really liked it. And but yeah, as you said, when the second title came out and the eventually the third title came out, there were certain differences, but then after a few hours of playing, the same old feeling would come. So obviously there's a question to where it's still sort of a product of creativity, or whether they really did it just to make money. So yeah, that's how it is lately, and that's how why I kind of enjoy these little tiny small projects by tiny studios that actually are not under these big corporations and publishers, and they totally feel like something different. Just
Yeah,
like almost like
basically.
a yeah, like indie games and stuff.
Yeah, indie games.
Hmm.
Yes. Okay. So, you
So
wanted to move on, so let's.
yeah, well, we mentioned Electronic Arts and Activision, so
Yes.
we should.
I
Yeah, again, then you mentioned Dragon Age. Dragon Age. How would they call?
BioWare.
BioWare. Yeah, game called BioWare by publishers
Of
Dragon
course.
Age.
Why not call EA Games Sims?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, games are Sims. Yeah, and Activision are yeah Call of Duty. Totally.
Activision is everything.
No, Gabe Newell is everything. So, but we'll get there. All right. Well, BioWare, as you mentioned, they kind of brought something completely different to the gaming, and they kind of revamped the whole RPG title because RPGs used to be something for nerds. I don't know.
Of
I'm
course.
personally, I'm totally part of this nerd sort of a stream. I feel like I'm part of this subculture, and I'm proud. But yeah, I must say that I'm the one we used to play games like Dungeons and Dragons, you see, and stuff like that, and the whole RPG genre was kind of still underground. But then uh, games like then Bethesda came with Oblivion and stuff like that, so it went more into mainstream. And then obviously, as we mentioned, BioWare put these kind of FPS elements into it with even with Mass Effect and stuff like that.
Yes,
So
that's.
I would say it's another step forward.
I mean, BioWare did a great job with many of its, like with the Mass Effect series, except for the ending, obviously.
Hmm. I honestly can't tell because I I played the first and the second one. I still didn't actually find time to play the third one, but I know that the ending is kind of controversial, but I didn't actually search for it. So I'm still I'm still in waiting. I know there's something with the decision of the humanity, and that it wasn't that it was like a climax killer because people expected something really
Actually,
really
uh,
bombastic and
Bioware was actually saying that they won't have like the thing with like A, B, and C endings, but
Mhm.
yeah, they had like A1, A2, and A3 ending, then B2, B3, B,
Right.
just off. Just you'll have
Well,
to look it up.
well, I kind of it's really hard in informational age. It's really hard to stay away from information. So
It's true.
things like spoiler alert and don't actually work out because eventually someone will tell you if you want or not. So I actually
Yes.
kind of I somewhere I saw that it's about this decision for humanity if you actually become like part of the Reapers or if you actually I don't know something. But I don't know anything more. So I actually there are some questions that I'm really looking forward to get answered like how actually what are Reapers and what where did they come from and why are they coming back and what about the old races that were before Reapers and I think there are
Yeah.
some obvious things that are that kind of makes logically you would logically think what actually happened, but there are some details I'm really looking forward to actually find by myself. So that's why I'm not actually searching for it. But yeah, it was climax killer for many people, and people are unhappy, clearly unhappy about the ending.
Like there's been actually a massive um Facebook petition.
Mm,
I like where they were actually asking Bioware to change the ending.
hmm I think they actually. I'm not sure. I didn't actually search for more details, mainly because I don't want to spoil it myself more than I actually had. But but I heard that they actually came out with some sort of expansion pack that provided the option to change the whole ending or something. Because
Really,
yeah, I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, can't tell.
I
All right.
really don't know myself either.
Mhm.
So
But again, the game itself it completely revolutionized the terrible word. Sorry, English people, I completely rape your language sometimes. So, but yeah, the whole genre was different before BioWare came. They
yes,
they almost like merged it with FPSs by um developing Mass Effect, I would say, and yeah, and which is actually kind of magical. They brought people that weren't actually interested in playing games into the whole thing. So Mass Effect turned many ordinary uh, normal people into gamers, which is really cool, I would say.
yeah,
And
that's true.
you mentioned petitions, and well, you can sign petition about anything. I would, for example, sign petition to actually make Gabe Newell next god or of overlord of universe or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but
The
that's
next, the next Pope.
yeah.
I mean, they have been actually, like, we do have a new Pope actually. Like the old one, he's basically retired.
Yeah, he stepped out, yeah, for some reason.
Some
Yeah.
reasons unknown. So
Well,
why would I choose Gabe Newell?
yeah, why won't? Why not? But I kind of actually like every pope. The first one, what I remembered was the Polish one. It was kind of cool for some reason. Then the one that came after, the German, he actually looked a lot like the guy from Star Wars, who actually
Yeah, like
commanded Darth Vader. I kind of
yeah,
Palpatine, Senator
Palpatine.
Palpatine. Yeah,
He had the Darth name, I think Darth something.
yeah. Well, he was totally Darth something. He was the Darthest
Yeah,
of Darth
so
you can
of
get. So
course,
yeah, he was the
Darth
Darthiest.
Sidious. Darth Sidious.
Yeah, he was Darth Sidious, and yeah, apparently he was the same person, wasn't it? He
It
was,
was.
yeah,
I've actually seen a perfect like morphing photo of
yeah,
basically the Pope turning
yeah.
into
Well,
Gloom
well,
from Lord of the Rings.
okay, well, another option. But I would say with the Darth
Yeah.
Sidious, it's just obvious. It's just him.
Yes, the, he he retired because he's been recalled back to the Death
Yeah,
Star.
he's recalled back to the galaxy far, far away.
Yes.
So yeah, all right. Okay, this is turning into a classical abomination, but I can't say I'm surprised. That's how anything I do ends. So yeah, where were we? All right.
I okay. Let's get back to the gaming, shall we?
Oh, the gaming. All right.
Of course, we totally forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah. I was kind of thinking about daffodils.
About
I don't,
what?
I don't know. I actually don't know. Never mind. Well, we mentioned RPGs and we mentioned BioWare and the revolution of RPGs, and it's kind of interesting, I would say, because I was a big fan of this genre from the
Yes.
beginning, and with Mass Effect it was like whoa, this is like serious thing, complete revolution. So yeah,
I mean, of course, like Bethesda Softworks, like Fallout, Elder
yeah,
Scrolls.
they they're, they made their own edition for sure, mainly with their with the
With the
latest
old,
one.
yeah, with uh,
Yeah, Fusroda, yeah.
Froda, Skyrim.
Skyrim, yeah.
Yeah.
And because again, it did the same thing like Mass Effect. It brought to RPGs and into gaming many people that weren't actually interested in gaming before. So it made a big hype and it's really popular. But yeah, they kind of, I would say if we kind of looked at the timeline, there were some older titles like even older Fallouts. You see Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, and older RPG games like in the
Yes.
whole beginning of gaming, where you got these text adventures combined with RPG elements, like
Gold experience, no?
well, almost like that, but you can't even there were no graphics. That would be like you're standing next to a forest. Do you want to go through the forest, or do you want to go right and
Yeah.
we'll take the desert or something?
I actually believe there's a site with those
Yeah, I think they
somewhere.
still have, they actually still have fans because there was something kind of cool in a way. That was the, I would say that was the actual start of RPG gaming on this platform called computer. And before we had obviously the um, Dungeons and Dragons and these games that actually gamers played without computer. So there were actually RPGs before computer. It's not like first person shooters weren't before computers and consoles, so it was something different here. This genre has fans that spun out back 20, 30 years, I would say. So yeah, and after Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, it was kind of a still kind of nerd underground genre, I would say personally. So
Yes.
so then with Bethesda and their Oblivion and Fallout 3 and now with the Skyrim, and then obviously BioWare with Dragon Age and Mass Effect and games like that. Now it's something else and that it used to be. But yeah, it was this kind of
Yeah.
a underground hidden thing that was kind of
Yeah.
nerdy with fat guys with neck beards and big glasses and
Like
sexual abstinence.
I
Huh?
mean I believe that like every title once becomes is once like this nerd thing right now. It's I believe MMOs at least from a
Well,
certain point of view.
MMOs are really it's really general term. It's really MMOs are almost anything.
I mean,
MMO is a farm wheel
MMORPGs.
on Facebook.
Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I
Yeah,
just
but again, you're
thought.
right, but only to some degree because I actually played them. Well, I play them because I'm nerd. That's obvious. But many people I met there were actually kind of people who played only this, and they didn't have actually anything to do with gaming as a subculture as a way of expressing themselves. They just were normal people with jobs and lives and family and things like that. And they just for 2 hours a day they just kind of played paladins or something, for example. You see, so now it transcended. It's really something different that it used to be. Obviously, you got these neckbeards and no-lifers that spend 15 hours a day
Of
with
course.
these games, but it's really something else now, which is kind of cool to some degree, to some extent, because people now and the society kind of look in a different light at these things. It's not this kind of underground parasite element in the society. Now gaming becomes something almost like a mainstream thing that everyone does, which is cool.
Yep.
maybe. But again, anything positive has some negative elements. Like when it kind of goes mainstream now, well, the same thing happens like Hollywood. You've got these big, massive
Of course, yeah.
mainstream games that are kind of should appeal to everyone, but on the other hand are kind of empty. It's the thing that actually happens a lot lately with these big developers and publishers. I won't name anyone. I actually have.
Yeah.
Before.
Well, another very, very like well-known company is also Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
They're mostly known for, of course, they're like the Warcraft series, the strategy games, along with the MMORPG, World of Warcraft, and also StarCraft.
Mm-hmm. I can second that because I have experience with both of these titles. I'm a fan of Blizzard.
Yes, I actually haven't played StarCraft that much. I did play it a little, but I never really got into it. And I actually believe there's one more game, but I can't really.
Yeah, well, they have more games, and they have even some small projects, and that they even are planning to do.
Yes,
but they are mainly known for World of Warcraft.
There's the new card game coming, the Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft. I've actually just like seen that randomly, and also they've been like talking about this project something. I can't remember the name.
Project something. That's the most general thing you can actually let out of your mouth.
Obviously.
So I think
I see something a lot.
Okay. Welcome to our podcast. We want to tell you that Blizzard is working on a project.
Okay.
Yeah, we're very glad to tell you some specific information that it's actually a project, and that's it.
Yes. And
believe it or not,
they've been actually saying that it's going to be something like
a project
out of their classic universe of StarCraft or Warcraft.
Yeah. Okay.
Which sounds pretty interesting. Actually, people were at first thinking that the big, massive project they were talking about was this Hearthstone thing, which is basically developed by about, I don't know, 20 people, 10 people.
Okay.
Like it's just a absolutely tiny team making just
It's so tiny.
Of course. Why not bring heavy into this?
Yeah.
Like this, they're just an awfully small team, but the card game seems pretty interesting.
But still, it's so tiny to me. Anyways, yeah, I heard a thing or two about this. I heard that there's gonna be a completely new MMO done by Blizzard, which is kind of shitting on your own doorstep because they're already losing subscribers for World of Warcraft. They're still the kind of the biggest and the best MMORPG developers or something, but they're obviously losing subscribers because there are other projects and there are so many things going on a gaming right now. So it's beginning to spread. So
and also yeah, they did actually I've been looking at the statistics, and I believe that at first they were just gaining up, especially after the Burning Crusade.
Well, you're right. Yes.
But upon actually releasing Cataclysm,
and Cataclysm,
they lost a lot.
I know, right? And actually, if you actually talk with the people playing the game, they actually say that Cataclysm were actually kind of a mistake. I wouldn't agree with that because I personally look at the game in a different way than any other else. Actually playing the game. People play it for, I don't know, playing and exping their characters and doing dungeons and doing raids and stuff. I like these things, and even the arenas and battlegrounds and shit. I like these things, but I personally played it mainly for the story, because I'm this story nerd. I like stories in gaming, and obviously I like good gameplay, but it has to go with some good, interesting storyline. So at first I was playing World of Warcraft for the same reason as anybody else, but then I kind of actually started reading the books, and I actually played the old games, even the Warcraft 1, which is just fucking terrible. I believe it used to be a good game at the time, but now it has terrible compared to any other strategy game, it's really problematic to move your units and stuff. So I played it just out of the story interest.
You mean like Warcraft 3?
Warcraft 1 actually.
Warcraft 1.
Warcraft 3 is a great game. Even Warcraft 2 is kind of fun. But Warcraft 1 it's interesting game, but it's really hard to control. The controls are kind of a different, and yeah, compared to any other game you have now, it's really like a leap forward from the times. So yeah.
I've actually started at Warcraft 3, but then I've played Warcraft 2 a little.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't know that much about the first game.
Don't know what you think about it, but I would still say even the Warcraft 2 is still kind of a valid, because it can actually you can actually have fun playing it.
Still, yes, I really don't remember it. I mean, like one thing that I really love about like Frozen Throne expansion for Warcraft 3 is the editor. I actually tend to sometimes just screw around with it even today.
I completely forgot we've got a creator here, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing actually, I don't know if I go that far to call it art, but he's doing really cool pictures from Team Fortress 2 in a thing called
Garry's Mod.
Garry's Mod, obviously, and yeah, check out his Debian. He's really cocky about that, but he's good, I would say.
Bastard.
Yeah, but don't worry, I'm speaking only to 1 or 2 people who will actually listen to this, so don't worry.
Of course.
I like.
What if your partnership with DNB Heaven brings heaven upon us?
Shut up.
Okay, I'll shut up now. Anyways,
I'll shut up now. Anyways.
Yes.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, so also I can hear you. Okay, so ID games, obviously Doom and Quake.
Partnership. We can kill you for that.
I can't.
Okay, ID games, Quake. Yeah, I think we actually mentioned. What? In the what? I think we mentioned this in the first gaming thing, that actually Doom provided the whole revolution for first-person shooters. So yeah, if there wasn't Doom, there wouldn't be these brilliant Call of Duty titles that we all love.
Of course, you wouldn't have the ability to be on Xbox Live and listen to a 6-year-old screaming at you. Of course, wouldn't have that.
We would be really missing out, I would say. Yeah, it really moved us forward as a species, as a humanity.
Yes.
Jesus, this is turning into complete clusterfuck. All right, I like it.
Yes.
I like entropy and chaos. That's my thing.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Obviously, without Quake, we won't really have Valve at all. I mean, like Half-Life 1, which was their first title, was basically using modified Quake engine.
Yes.
Yes.
I was just trying something else.
So, obviously, with when I've started talking about Valve, it's another big corporation led by Gabe Newell. We've mentioned him before, that we would like him to become the new Pope.
Are you ready for a miracle? Are you ready for a miracle? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you
ready? Anyways, they've created their first title was Half-Life, which was pretty much a breakthrough in gaming. It was a very good game.
One thing.
Yes.
I'd actually like to ask you. Do you actually know what Half-Life means?
Excuse me?
Yeah. Do you actually know what Half-Life means? Like the title, what it stands for? What
well,
it means?
Mostly.
Yeah. Tell me.
Well, Half-Life is basically just living kind
Yes.
of half. You're basically half something,
Yeah,
half
that's what I
human,
thought as well.
half human.
But Half-Life is a term in in a chemistry, I would say,
Really?
and that's do you heard about when there's a nuclear breakdown like in Hiroshima or something, and you got
Yes.
the radioactive particles. They
Oh,
have to break down, and half-life means actually the time. If I'm not mistaken, it means the time where it actually stops being dangerous for the surroundings. I think I'm actually messing up. One person more educated in this manner would say it in a better way, but it's something to do with that.
yes, I
But
understand.
I
Okay.
myself as well thought it's like living a half of your life or something, or it's
Yes.
like changed a half of life of Gordon Freeman or something. But
I mean,
yeah.
basically, Gordon Freeman may have been irradiated during the resonance cascade, which was basically this gigantic accident which happened during their first portal testing, I
Hmm.
believe, which opened a rift to an asteroid cluster named Zen, from which Vortigons escaped along with many other species.
Yes,
Vortigons,
it's science fiction.
they're the like 20-eyed things that shoot
Hmm.
electricity at you and require like one shotgun shot to the face to get killed,
All
or a
right.
magnum.
Listen up, children. There's a good story for you. If it's not working, shoot it in the face.
Yes.
But yeah, you mentioned Valve, and the reason why we're even making jokes about this and saying that we would actually want Gabe Newell to be a new Senator Palpatine or something. I mean, new Pope. It's because he brought the, I would say, even a positive revolution to the whole gaming things.
Yeah.
So because we mentioned having these big developers like Electronic Arts, and they're putting terrible money labels to their games. They are really expensive, and you don't actually have to be cheap ass or broke down financially to actually see that their games are terribly expensive. And
Yes, that's true.
Valve with Gabe Newell kind of brought the opposite of that. They actually showed that they can start an online network with selling games that actually are not that overpriced as Electronic Arts does it.
That's true.
So,
Actually, there's one thing, and I forgot. I forgot what I wanted to say.
so why are you even saying there's one more thing if you
For Christ's sake,
Jesus Christ. I'm
I'm
really I'm
awful.
really
I
gonna find
know.
someone else instead of you. I'm gonna trade you with someone.
Yes, good
Yes.
idea.
Yes, 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 yes. All
Say.
right. All right. So yeah, so that was Gabe Newell, and yeah, I really like him sexually.
Okay.
There's another thing that people tend to make fun of him because
Mhm.
he's the traditional gamer type. He's
Yes,
kind of
and
fat and he's got these
also,
specky goggles and has
yeah,
funny voice.
also
But
the
yeah,
fact that he can't, like, there's been a joke going around for quite a while that he can't count to three,
yeah,
since there's been Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, and then there's been like Team Fortress 2, Portal 1 and 2, and just he yet he did not manage to release a title with 3 in its name. Oh, now I know what I wanted to say. Okay, so
oh really? That's
also another thing, basically, what Valve has been doing, like what other of the like companies aren't doing, is it's been taking its time to make a high quality product. Like, the typical, after 9 years of development, it would have hopefully been worth the wait.
sure, sure. But I kind of lost you there. What's
Why?
I don't know. What was you were saying that they're actually kind of doing something else, that they actually are developing it only for for a few months or something.
Like, Gabe Newell, he basically took a lot of time, and mostly, like, some of those titles, they basically pop up every year, like, like with the Battlefield or the Call of Duty titles, they're
Well,
about every 1 or 2 years, I believe.
yeah, well, that's the way of money and Electronic Arts. We
It
already
is, of course,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, but
And
yeah, as you
I,
said, Valve is doing it in a different manner. They take their time to actually create the games to actually um, provide some sort of a quality.
yeah, like
They get the money. They are not actually. I wouldn't say they have financial problems, but they don't tend to want like
like they have a stable income pretty much, thanks to
yeah,
their
hats.
game Team Fortress 2, which basically was first a like a pay-to-play game. You would have to like pay, I don't know what's.
You had to actually buy the game
Yeah,
to
you had to
pay
buy the
to
game, but
play it.
now, but after some time, they've actually decided to try like the new free-to-play elements. So they basically made the game free-to-play, obviously, with those microtransactions, in which you could buy items. But you could actually get most of these items legitimately without having to pay. There were random drops. You could get any weapon in the game. You could get any hat in the game, basically, unless they were like these pre-order hats to get. You could. I mean, of course, hats were more rare than the others.
Yeah, we're getting pretty
Weapons.
specific here. I would like just to say in general that yeah, my partner here mentioned several things. For example, first thing you mentioned, again, I don't want to jump into your sentences. I'll let you finish in a
Of
moment.
course.
I'll just finish the original idea. Yeah, there's this difference between actually pumping titles every month and difference between actually working on stuff. And yeah, and actually thanks to the fact that they have the stable income from a first-person shooter called Team Fortress 2 that most of the gamers know. And the next thing they actually managed to do is to, as you mentioned, to implement the
Hats, basically.
yeah
These hats,
the
bots.
actually microtransaction thing. But on the other hand, they didn't actually spoil the game because I don't know,
Yes.
most of you actually played a game that involved microtransaction, but kind of sorta uh,
It's not the game.
the people with
Yes.
the people with actually with the items and with the will to spend their own money on this, they actually were more powerful than the people that actually didn't decide to spend their real money and just used the in-game currency. But
Yes.
yeah, I would say with Team Fortress 2, Valve actually made kind of small revolution in this microtransaction gaming. They show that you actually can make a game that's that has these microtransaction elements, but still it can be balanced, mainly because
Yes.
it's only a visual element to the
Mostly
game.
visual element, yeah. Like there are exclusive items that you can't really get by any other means than buying them, but those are again just tools for painting those hats which you get throughout the game or buy.
Hmm.
The keys that you can use to unlock crates, from which you can either get like a strange version of a gun, which basically just counts your kills, which is again an aesthetic thing.
Hmm.
You could get hats and obviously unusuals, which basically translate to real life money. Actually, uh, there are there are unusuals that you can.
So there are actually people who are making money on the
There are
things.
people who are making like some people just basically buy like free keys, and if they're lucky enough, they can get a hat that they can basically sell for like $500.
Right. But
Basically.
still, you can see that actually, with if Valve came with the idea that with a microtransaction idea, and they actually the weapons that you can get by random dropping, you that you couldn't actually get with this way, you would have to pay for them. It would completely change the feel, and it
Yes.
would actually bring the traditional uh, difference between paying people and free to play kind of guys. So that's what actually, and thanks to the fact they didn't do that, it's different and it's popular and it's fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Ac- um, actually, back to the thing with
Yeah.
like the rushing games.
Mm.
I've actually heard quite a nice saying about that. I can't really remember who is who.
Good. All right. Sorry.
who really said it,
No,
but
I thought you were saying there was a nice saying, but again, I can't remember.
no, I can remember the thing. What
Okay.
was it again? Just kidding. Okay, so it was you can have it right or you can have it right now. That's really
Nice.
yeah,
But
that's.
I mean, it's a really,
I
really
mean,
nice.
it's true. You
Thanks.
can have it right or you can have it just instantly, basically. Like you've seen that the Sims they are still the same and they come out every month. Then there's Team Fortress 2, Half-Life. It takes years, ages to get going, but it's a great game.
I agree. The saying is totally true that on one hand, obviously you need some sort of a stable income, and you have to actually make sure that you'll be able to make your company running, and you'll be able to fund the projects, and you actually won't have to do rush decisions like we can't do this because we don't have money for this, you see. And thanks to the fact they actually have the stable income, Valve can actually do it. But that's the problem lately with the small developers and small little companies that decided to actually go for it and make their own games. The funding is problem because money are tough lately. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so
So it's
I've actually
almost like a like a natural selection in practice if you look at
yes,
it, because you can actually see that many little developers spring out, and then they usually, most of them, kind of die out, which is kind of morbid to say it in this way, but it's true. Most of these companies just die out, and some of them just stay and fight their way out and actually make their own title that actually is cool and make some money. But then again, there's the decision that you have to make. You have to spend the money right to actually make another money.
yes,
So
that's true.
so
It's
it's the whole idea of my rambling here is that it's hard and but important to like merge some income way to actually do the game with a actually getting some money out of it, but actually making it create like valuable and interesting, and not just like these projects that EA games pump for every football championship, for example.
yes,
I don't know if you heard about it, but every time there's a championship in football, they tend to pump out these games, which are which are the same all the time. The gameplay, the system, the
yes.
graphics
Gameplay
is
is the
is really
same. Yeah.
similar, but they only change the teams that are actually corresponding with a
Wait,
specific tournament.
if I get this right, they basically make a game around two teams, just two teams, and
Well, there are mainstream FIFA projects, but
yes, the
that's
FIFA.
true. Usually Barcelona and Manchester United, for example. But yeah, what I meant is that not just Electronic Arts, but people tend to do games that come with something happening.
Of
Like
course.
there's this movie called Avatar, so someone has to pump out a game that comes with it, because obviously someone just buys it just because it's Avatar. You see?
Yes, that's true.
So, and I would say this is the cancer of gaming industry. I'll be straight with you, and but it's not gonna it's not gonna end, because people will always be like that, and then they just want to buy it because it's popular, it's hip, it's going on right now, it's mainstream.
Yeah, of course. So, we've actually there's been one more company that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, before we actually mention it, I would like to say that there are many, and even many big companies that we should probably mention, but we don't mention them because A, we forgot, or B, they kind of are not that important to us personally, because, for example, there are big fans of sports games, you see, and you got specific companies that make sport games like, you see, I can't even tell. But the reason we are forgetting about them is because the game itself is not touching our lives. So if we didn't mention a game that you like, we're sorry about that, and I'm gonna slit my wrist after this show just because I'm sorry. All right?
Okay, so the last
No, but I don't actually give a fuck. Fuck off, all you. If you listen right now, you're fucking asshole because you're listening to this shit podcast. Okay, continue.
You're basically shitting on yourself, Emes, right now. Okay.
Oh yeah, sure. I love that. I love that. I love to see actually shit pouring from the sky on my head. Proceed.
Okay, so.
Some fuck off listeners.
Okay, so Epic Games.
And one more thing, grandmother, if you're listening, then I hope you're enjoying yourself. Okay, Nararnius, proceed.
Okay,
I'll have a chewing gum.
Epic Games, which is actually another company who's basically the most known games so far, at least the ones I could find, were Unreal Tournament and Gears of War. Yeah, Gears of War. That's I believe it's an Xbox exclusive, or is it, does it work?
Yeah, I think you're right, and that sucks.
Yes. I mean, I've played a little bit of it with my friend actually, on his Xbox, but I did not really get into it. Although it does have quite a nice feel to it. Obviously, I can't talk much about it because I never really played it that much. I've heard the ending was quite sad.
I thought because you forgot or something.
No, because I don't have an Xbox.
Oh, yeah. We actually started with me saying that I don't want to get biased, but I think we're through the looking glass now. Yeah. Personally, I would say that the idea of doing games just solely for Xbox is just fucked in the head. I would say if you're worried about piracy, then there are other ways to actually protect your games, like doing them for little cheap with a lower price tags, because most of the pirates are actually people who have the money to buy the game, but just don't want to spend that much money for games. So if people actually follow the trend that kind of a new pope came out with, I mean not the new pope, I mean the Gabe Newell guy, then the piracy would kind of kind of go away. That's the phrase I wanted to mention. And he himself actually mentioned that in one of the interviews, that he's not that worried about piracy, that it's not in his top 10 priorities, because he knows that with the way what he's doing, with the things that he's doing right now, that he's actually right now fighting against piracy, because most people have the money and want to spend their money on games, and they want to because they want to actually give some money to the game companies to actually make them able to do more and more. But they don't want to spend that big amount of money on games because it's just imbecilic, idiotic. And that's, in my humble opinion, the way how to fight with gaming piracy.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
For like, really, one thing that you don't want to do. Don't do the thing they did to Spore. I mean, you would install the game 5 times and it wouldn't allow you another installation. It was supposed to like stop piracy, but actually it became like the most pirated game of.
That's the fun
time.
Thing.
And also, like, wait.
Yeah, let's just talk a bit more about this if we started, because as you said, you said that what they did to Spore, and what they actually did was that the same thing that actually now comes out with GTA 4, or not now comes out, but the same thing that goes along with the game is the thing that you actually have to be connected directly to the network, and it's some sort of a way to actually control that you're playing it legally and stuff. And I would say it's there's a thin line between this and Hitler killing Jews. So don't go through this. I mean, it's almost like a Big Brother thing, don't you think? It's like almost like watching you. They can even see what are you doing in the game in a way, and it's controlling you. I bought the game, so I want to play it on my own. You see, and there's a difference between fighting against piracy and becoming a big brother.
Becoming this like
Yeah.
the eye of God or something.
Yeah. That's the idea.
Yes, like
Yeah, I'm sorry if I touched any Jews here, but yeah, I'm saying I'm against dictatorship of any kind, and I'm saying it's almost like a controlled society, like almost like in Third Reich with Hitler, if you think about it. And we're slightly moving towards it with these projects, like that you have to be constantly logged to their network if you want to play it. It's mental. I don't know. What do you think?
well, I mean, I agree with you on that, but basically, I agree on that. I mean, it does actually remind me of like the Hitler. I mean, like you have to be a part of certain group to do certain things. The same thing like you would have to be the part of communists to basically not end up with just soldiers storming your house.
Oh yeah, I understand. Yeah, you're either with us or against us. That's the
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, yes.
Yeah, but the whole point is that if you look at all the things that going around the society and now even this, I'm saying it's a small step, but we're getting there, and I would say it's a wrong way. Catch my drift? Do you understand? Or don't you agree? What? Yeah, I asked like three questions.
This actually did sound like as if you were asking me like, don't you understand?
Yeah, don't you understand with my fascistic worldviews?
Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean,
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
I'm
I
again.
do understand. Yes.
I got a bit carried away, but I feel really strongly about that because it's kind of an intervention into your privacy if you think about it. Because it's a
Yes.
small step.
Yeah.
Next thing you're gonna be watched by their system if you actually are playing the game right. And yeah, it's
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
so
Let's.
it worries me a bit. I mean, if you actually, because the gaming is like a sanctuary for many people, because we kind of live our
Yes,
own lives and then we come home and play games just to kind of escape from the psycho reality.
that's
And if
basically what I do all the time.
yeah,
I come home, eat something, and basically just turn on the computer.
that's kind of sad, but yeah, we all do that.
At least most of us do.
At least what?
At least most of us do.
At least you're able to say it, because most people who
Yes.
would actually listen to this would be I'm better. But no, guys, you're not. You're terrible. All right, but yeah,
All right. Yeah.
but if you think about it, yeah, it's kind of a strike into our sanctuary. to
Yeah.
the,
Now I actually remember where I heard the saying "you can have it right or you can have it right now." It was on a video about Unreal Tournament, just like off topic.
wow.
It was like,
This whole thing is off topic, by the way.
yeah,
We should start
I know.
talking about something even totally different, like kittens. Do you like kittens?
Yes, I do. But I'm more of a dog person actually.
All right.
I prefer dogs
Mm.
mainly because I have one.
All right.
Luckily, not barking right now.
Yeah, we actually had that once. Yeah. Why not? Some diversion is cool. All
Okay,
right. I'm kind of
right.
completely lost my idea, so I'll let you lead the show now.
You wouldn't dare.
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay. So,
Okay, one more thing. If you're still listening after all this shit, then you're an idiot. Okay, proceed.
okay, so, again, back to the like the Epic Games studios, the Unreal Tournament. Um, basically, I've played the 2004 and the third game, and really, if you have money, don't buy Unreal Tournament 3. The game is awful. It's basically first-person Gears of War with every single texture having like this red, blue, or green tint in it. Just
It's interesting because I actually didn't play the Unreal Tournament 3, but in general, I wouldn't agree with you in this sense. But it's okay, we are people, we have different ideas. But personally, I would say the whole Unreal Tournament series or line of gaming was actually kind of cool and brought people into first-person shooters and actually popularized the gaming
yes,
on the internet, mainly with 99, Unreal Tournament 99. I
yeah, that's
personally would say buy this game. I don't know about Unreal Tournament 3. I didn't play that one, but considering Unreal Tournament 99, it's something else. Even today.
I mean, I haven't played the 99. I've played the 2004, which was
Hmm.
also a great game, really.
All right.
I mean, it's still actually has quite a lot of servers that are sometimes even half full with players.
Kind of
So
kind of surprised me even on 99 that it still has running
yes, it still
servers.
has
It's
its
unbelievable.
fan base basically, which is actually great because like
Gravy. What? Great. Oh, great. Yeah, I heard gravy.
we'll see if anyone else who manages to watch that will agree on you with that gravy. Okay, so
Okay, gravy.
gravy. Anyways, so yeah, like the Unreal Tournament games were really good. I
Yeah, well, at least again, it's kind of going against my own beliefs because, as I said, I like games with stories, and I mainly go for the stories, and then gameplay is kind of a like really important thing, but it's a little bit behind the story to me. And Unreal Tournament 99 in general, it has no story whatsoever. It's just carnaging. It's just killing people anywhere, everyone,
yeah,
even people on your team. That doesn't matter. Just kill everyone. It's fun.
like that's the only thing where Unreal Tournament 3 is kind of dominant because it does have like a little bit of story.
Hmm. Yeah, well, there were some hints of story in '99, but in general, that was the if you didn't want to see it, you could just concentrate on the
On
carnaging and
Yeah, on the carnaging, of course. I mean, 2004 did not have really much of story either. Like you were basically in this tournament, uh, making
yes,
your way all the up
yeah,
to the highest ranks,
yeah,
and then like
exactly,
just fighting off against like the best one, which was always one
exactly. It was
character.
like a competition, yeah, like
Yeah,
the
which
main.
I
There was a background story going on. Then that Leandri Corporation is kind of
yeah
working like a government to all human worlds because it was in future and people are colonized all the planets, and because all the um, uh, like killing amongst people and the miners of Leandri, they decided to start a tournament where people actually could join, express their violence, and then uh, kind of keep it calm against the society. You see, so I
yeah
would say it's even a really cool concept even now for mass murderers. I would say, all right, guys, so go into one room, kill yourself, and then it's gonna be
well
okay for
yeah.
us, rest of us. I think it's a really interesting concept. I think I should make some work on this.
And if one of you manages to survive, will basically give you money and
Yeah,
some trophies, and you won't have any bounty on your head anymore, and
yeah.
would like send you to this
And
little
then
planet.
secretly we'll kill you off, and no one
Yes,
knows.
we'll kill you off. No one will know. We will take the money back, the
But thinking
trophies back.
about it, it seems like a really interesting concept considering violence in society. If we just kind of decided to catch all these criminals and violent people and pedophiles and people, and then put them together and told them to kill each other, well, you know,
Yeah, I mean, you would normally say that government won't really allow that, but these days you can't really be sure.
well, the only reason why I'm even mentioning these ideas on the podcast is because I actually, after doing first episode and mentioning sex and stuff, I actually expected it to be flagged as an inappropriate. So it's kind of competition between myself and YouTube. So I'm kind of want to make do a little step about it. So we'll see. So YouTube, I'm expecting.
You're waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting for your reaction.
Yes. If they obviously manage to find it,
Fight the power.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Jesus, this is terrible episode. All right. Where were we?
I did not
Unreal
hear
Tournament.
anything at all.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm deaf. I'm deaf. I'm deaf.
Yeah, I'm default. All right.
Okay. Um, really, that's basically all I really had right now.
Okay. Well, I have to lead it now. Then I have to
Yes, you do.
gain control again. All right. So well, I think we're almost at the end. I think we mentioned a shit amount of things. I think I just invented 2 new words, and yeah, I don't tend to do like ending statements. But I was thinking about one thing because we mentioned really different things and even society striking into our society and problems that are amongst us, kind of getting into gaming. And I was thinking of just doing a few final statements about the whole thing. I'm saying gaming itself is really cool when you really feel like angry about things and just want to vent out your aggressivity or energy that is in your body and you need to get it out. And although many people are actually protesting and saying that gaming is the bane of humanity and that's the thing that makes us aggressive and just hating, I wouldn't say that's completely true. Again, considering kids, when kids play games all day long and their parents are okay with that, obviously they will be used to some sort of a violence. But if you just decided to to ban all the gaming, you'll do bad thing because there are other group of people that actually use the gaming to vent out their aggressivity and their sort of problems. So yeah, FPSs and shooters like Unreal Tournament and Team Fortress 2 and Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff like that, they actually help people to manage their own aggressivity. I know a few of them that actually are
Really?
yeah, they're aggressive, and when they play the game and when they end and go to sleep, they're like completely like really cool people, no problems with them. So I would say that helps a lot. So don't look for problems where they are not, and instead of saying that games like GTA are banes of are like the reasons why people kill each other these days, well, that's not right, and we should actually start looking for different solutions than this. What do you think? Don't you agree?
I don't.
Okay, then tell me more.
No, I won't.
Okay, he doesn't. He won't.
Okay. I mean, like, it's true that where we shouldn't really look for the problems where
They are not.
they aren't. Yes, that's very wise. I mean,
I know I'm this wise type of people.
yeah, you have a long white beard.
Yeah, I'm this Gandalf type of people.
Yes, you're
You shall not pass type of people.
yeah, that's totally how I could describe you.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Me. And I've got a big dick.
yes.
Off topic.
Off topic, yes. Okay. I can't stop laughing now. Anyway.
Yeah, you said that we shouldn't look for problems, but they are not.
Yes, like sometimes you just have the feeling that people are actually blaming things on games that really don't have anything to do with them.
Yeah, no relevancy, just because they just want to have something to throw it at. They just want like something to blame, just something.
You know, if I played Sims 3 and my Sims 2 and my sim would basically burn to death after trying to cook some cake or something, I wouldn't obviously like just kill myself by burning to death because I thought it was real life, you know.
Yeah, again, as you mentioned, really interesting and important thing. Games are just
games.
And just activity. And if you are fucked up in the head, the games maybe will point you into the direction a bit, but they won't change you as a person. It's not like we're completely normal and after playing first-person shooters, we're turning into killing machines. That's not how it is. And if you think this is how it is, then jump out of the window, okay? So
like you could basically say the same about books, about movies, about music.
Yeah. And even if you want to go that far, it's even about drugs to some degree. You see, many people, I'm obviously not going to talk about things like cocaine and a heroin because it has some obvious changes on structure of your brain, but people tend to say like he jumped out of a window because he had a pot, a marijuana, you see? And
Yeah.
I'm saying, okay, but he jumped out of the window because he's stupid, not because he's under drugs. And if
Yes.
you're mentally okay, then you're not gonna do things like that, even under influences of drugs. And that's obviously, I know it's not that popular view, but I would say that's how it is. And if you disagree with me, then jump out of the window.
Goodbye.
And that's about it. And thanks for listening, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Are you ready for a miracle? Are you ready for a miracle? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready for a miracle? Are you ready for a miracle?
Jesus went unto the well and made the water wine.
Yes, it is.
Raised up Lazarus from the dead, restored sight to the blind. Jesus led a Galilee, he walked across the sea. He said, greater than this you shall do. Gave power to you and me. I want to know.
Are you ready for a miracle?
I want to know.
Are you ready for a miracle?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Jesus taught the lame to walk, destroyed the devil's plan. Healed the leper, fed 5,000 with just one command. Said he who has ears, let him hear. He told the multitudes. And blessed be the pure of heart, for they shall see the truth. I want to know.
Are you ready for a miracle?
Are you ready?
Are you ready for a miracle?
Miracle set you free. Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Blessed be the ones who mourn, they shall find their peace. Blessed be the ones who thirst, and blessed be the meek.
Hey, I'm ready.
Ready, blessed be the inner
hopefully it will have been worth the wait.